Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over how to launch an Amazon product in just 3 easy steps. Kind of 4, but we condensed a little bit. We're going to be getting right into it really quickly. Just be sure to like and subscribe right down below. Maybe you've been showing up for a while, or maybe you just found me. One of the best ways you could support me for all the free content is just to go ahead and subscribe, leave a thumbs up, let me know you're there. That's enough for me. I always hate it when people talk for 5 minutes before they even do the thing they're going to do in the video. So let's just get it right into it now. Okay, we're here. We're gonna get into how to launch a product now. So the first thing that you're going to need is step 1. I'll flash it on the screen. Step 1, picking the right product. Right, so you have to pick a product that is going to make everything else a breeze. This is so crucial, you guys. If you pick a bad product, your launch will be just horrendous, and there's almost nothing you can do to save it. If you try and sell a phone charger, yeah, there's not much I can teach you in this video, so you might as well just click off. If you're planning on selling a phone charger or a garlic press, don't watch this video. If you're planning on finding the right product, keep watching. So what we're going to be looking for in a product is we're going to be looking for essentially 2 things, really. If I could sum up everything that I've learned about Amazon into just 2 things to look for in a product, it would be these 2 things. So firstly, you're going to need search demand on whatever you're searching on Amazon. So Amazon is a search engine. You put something in the search bar and then hit search engine, and it's going to show you results. You rarely come to Amazon and just browse through categories looking for products. You almost always know what you want, and when we know what the customer knows that they want, we can put that in front of them very easily. We just have to know what they want. So for instance, you find a product, donut party supplies. Now this is something that I was actually considering launching until kind of like the whole issue with social gatherings started. I think you know what I'm talking about. Now, so I wouldn't recommend doing this. Go to Magnet by Helium 10 or any keyword research tool that you have. If you don't have one, I have plenty of links in the description for awesome software, and you get discounts. Donut Party Supplies, it has 11,000 search volume. So here's the trick. I'm going to tell you an exact formula for figuring out how much search volume you should have, because it's easy to just say look for search volume, but what does that mean, right? Search volume could be 200 searches, or it could be 200,000 searches. So here's a general rule of thumb that I've kind of created here. You want about 10 to 30 times the number of searches as you want sales. So if my goal for any product when I'm launching an Amazon product is I want about 10 sales per day, right? My goal is always 10 sales and $10 profit per unit. That gives me $100 a day per product, right? $3,000 a month. I'm not looking for a $30,000 a month product here, guys. I'm just trying to scale up fast with these smaller products that make me anywhere from $50 to $200 a day. If we split the difference, about $100 a day. So what I would be looking for then, if I was looking for 10x the amount of search volume of 300 sales, now what would that be? Well, that would be 3,000, right? 300 times 10 is 3,000. And now what we need then, if our total, and when I say search volume, guys, I mean total search volume. So Donut Party Supplies has 12,000 searches per month. But if we were to use these awesome advanced filters that we have here and put the word donut in there and then sort by search volume, we'll see that our total combined search volume, we have 12,000, and then we have do not grow up party supplies has 4,000, donut birthday decorations has an additional 4,000, donut party has 3,000, and then donut balloon has 2,500, donut party decoration. So in total, we actually have closer to 30,000. So I'm actually, with 300 sales per day, we've almost 100x'd the search volume. So 10x would be 3,000, 100x would be 30,000. So you're looking for 10 to 30 times the amount of search volume that you would be looking for sales. So you should have a sales goal, 250, 300, it's about there per month. If it's a really cheap product, you want 1,000 sales per month. Scale up your search volume in proportion to how many sales you want. In e-commerce, there's generally a rule of thumb. You're going to have anywhere between a 1 on the low end, 1% conversion rate, up to about a 10% conversion rate. What that means is for every 100 customers that land on your website or your product page, a 1% conversion rate means 100 customers landed, looked at your listing, left, and 1 bought it. It's a 1% conversion rate, 1 out of 100. If 100 people looked at your listing and 10 bought it, that's actually phenomenal. That's really, really good. You got to have 10% of customers purchasing from your listing. Now we have in Amazon a very big opportunity because we get to drive very targeted traffic. So in the final part of this video, just stick around, don't worry, we're getting there. We'll be talking about how to actually, the final steps in getting the product going. You're going to be driving very targeted traffic to words like this, so your customers already want a very relevant product to you. So now we've covered search demand. You know that you want your product to have your keyword to have about 10 to 30x the number of searches that you hope to have in sales, and that will directly affect your conversion rate. So if you have about 30 times the number of searches as you expect sales, that's about a 3.2% conversion rate, something like that, or 3.33, something like that. A 20x search volume is about a 5% conversion rate you would need to get your target sales goal. And then a 10x search volume, so the smallest amount of searches compared to the number of sales you want, you would need about a 10x conversion rate. So that's just touching on conversion rates and how much search demand you should have from a little bit of a more statistical point of view. Moving on, the next thing that we're going to look for is that, we could leverage the fact that Amazon is a search engine, because what's going to be harder to rank for? If there's a lot of competitors or not a lot of competitors? Of course, the latter. Not a lot of competitors, right? So in here, what we're looking for very specifically is we want there to be a limited number of relevant results. That's the best way that I can phrase it for you. So it's a good thing to have mixed results showing up on Amazon. So when we're looking through here, we have donut pillows, we have a donut tutu. Those are actually the top 2 results for donut party supplies, and they have nothing to do with it. Here we have self-inking stampers. We have some party favors, which is not actually what we're necessarily looking for. We're looking for kits here. We have donut cups. We have donut swimming pool accessories. We have rose gold cups. And I mean, those are sponsored, so we won't count those, or I guess those 2. But the point being is we have, donut leggings. Amazon is trying their best to show the customer what they're looking for. Amazon's never just going to show you one result. They're always going to show you a whole page. So they're going to try and fill that page with as many relevant results as they can. And it's going to be really easy for you to rank a product or launch a product if there's only, say, 10 out of 50 listings are even the correct product to start from. So let's look at all the actual birthday party supplies. So we have this supply kit. So there's about 3 there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 14, 15, we'll count that. And we'll say that's a supply kit. It's just the banner. Let's say 17. So 17 out of these are sponsored, and then these are inspired by your reviews. About 17, and there's about 55 listings that show up on page 1. About 17 of those were actually donut party supply kits. So yes, some of these are plates, some of them are favors, some of them have some things to do with parties. We actually want there to be mixed results. That's a good thing. So while many people might come and say, oh, there's not enough competitors doing well for me to see that it would work, we actually want to use our knowledge of search volume to find a market where there's not a lot of good quality listings showing up. And again, this market isn't a perfect representation of that. I'm in the middle of launching a product in my business right now that is a much better representation of that fact, with about 17,000 search volume for just the main phrase, with only 15 relevant results on page 1, and very minimal, the stuff that is popping up isn't even close to being related. So that's the next thing that you're looking for. And again, I hope you take these principles away and apply them to your own product. Just because I'm saying these things and I don't have the perfect representation of it, I don't want you to think that this is exactly what we're looking for, right? I'm describing a scenario and showing you the best example that I have. So ideally, you're keeping 2 things in mind. You want search volume, and then you want mixed results showing up or a lack of competitors. So now it's going to be much easier for us to show up in these spots. It'll probably be, Amazon will reward you for having an optimized listing with donut party supplies in the title. They'll probably place you higher than someone like donut pillows or donut tutu just because you have a better listing and it's more relevant to what that customer is looking for. Amazon's gonna try their best to show these customers super relevant results so they stay shopping on their platform. So that's gonna do it for part one. Part two is now we have to go in and we're moving into a new part of the process. So I said 3 easy steps. We've just covered one. It's finding the right product, finding search volume, and making sure that the market that you're going into isn't saturated. It's a good way of saying it. Part two of a perfect launch would be crafting a high quality listing. So the first thing that we're going to look at is an example of a really bad listing, right? So this listing, I mean, this first picture has so many problems I couldn't even tell you. I mean, first of all, I don't necessarily even know what we're looking at here. There's just so many little blurbs. It's like it would have been much better to just have the product on a white background, very apparently. None of this, you know, there's text on it. There's like 4 lifestyle pictures in. It's all blurred. Nothing really stands out. And then on top of that, icing on the cake, we have 3 total listings. You're allowed up to 8, and you could do more even if you have enhanced brand content. You could put them in your description. He has 3 listing pictures. Actually, no lifestyles, or maybe he jammed all of his lifestyles into his first picture. It's a bad listing. And then on top of that, we have a title that doesn't optimize the first few words, which is like the biggest mistake you can make when you're doing keyword optimization for a listing. He has his brand first, and then the size of the nail, and then the word deep and the word spike might be somewhat relevant, but the main keyword is aerator shoes. So this is totally unoptimized. His bullet points are not nearly as long as they could be. You could fit many more keywords in there, right? These are very small. He's putting way too many emojis in here. The description, let's go see what the description looks like. The description is actually okay, I guess. You would never list selling point. Like, that is just so cut. Like, if I wish I could show this to people who understand sales. It's hilarious, and a lot of you probably do, so that's what I'm doing right now. Like, saying the word selling, imagine if you were pitching this product to someone. You'd be like, here's my selling points. It's like, you don't say that. It's like, that's something you keep in your head. So it's a horrible listing. Make sure your listing doesn't look like this. But now let's go look at a good listing. So a good listing, the first thing you're going to notice is the first picture is clearly representative of the product. Instantly you knew that this was a shelf. They have, you know, a perfect mixture of a little bit of like a lifestyle vibe, but it's on a white background and it flows onto the Amazon screen much better than this big, you know, you could clearly see the outline of the picture. A white background makes it much more integrated into the space. It's almost as if the picture is just floating there. So it's perfect. Good white background. And then to touch on their pictures are going to be one of the most important parts of your listing. So really quickly, I just wanted to show you guys a really cool example of some science-backed information here on why your picture is so important. This was an eye tracking study done on Amazon customers to see exactly where they're looking on Amazon. And you could see it's a heat map, so wherever they're looking is hot, right? And what are they looking at? They're looking at the first main picture, and not only that, they're literally looking at the first one, ideally, right? They're looking at the first main picture. That's why that spot is so important, right? You want to rank. That's what this video is about, launching, ranking on page 1, top of page 1. That is why that's so important, right? Customers, they didn't even make it down to 3, 4, 5, or 4, 5, or 6. They just were looking at these top 3 items. Now check this out. So they looked a little bit at Amazon, maybe make sure what website they were on. They looked very lightly at the title. And what's very important here is check out the reviews. They hardly looked at the reviews on any of these. On this one, they didn't even look at the reviews. They're looking at the main picture and the price. And we're going to leverage that information in this video, and I'm going to tell you how to launch in the next step. So that's something to keep in mind. Your main first picture is so important, and this clearly isn't a good representation of that. This, however, is a very good representation of that, and we'll get back into it. So he has optimized bullet points. There's tons of keywords in here. I could see jute rope, strong, durable, props, pictures. Oh, that's not actually, it's just, okay. Wood hanging shelf, storage, decorate shelf, rooms, living room, organize, kitchen, storage, spices, coffee cups, bathroom. These are all keywords for what people are looking for. So maybe someone's looking for bathroom shelf, living room shelf, photo storage, rustic storage, right? So he has tons of good keywords in his listing. If we come down to his description, it's a fully optimized, enhanced brand content. So you might not have this in the beginning. I recommend getting a registered brand. What the first step in that would be to register a trademark. There's something called the IP Accelerator now. You could look that up on Google if you'd like. It's by Amazon, and this is not necessary, but again, this is how you would unlock enhanced brand content like this. Step 1, picking the right product. Step 2, creating a perfect listing. If you're wondering how to create the perfect listing, I'm going to link this video right here. I just released this a few days ago down in the description. You could go watch that video after this one, and I'll show you step by step from scratch how to craft a perfect listing. I know you guys would be wondering about that, so I wanted to let you know that that will be linked down below. We'll be going over literally from scratch, from nothing, typing out everything, making sure it's optimized, making a title. Everything will be covered in that video. All right, moving on to the last step of launching, part 3, right? Part 3 is going to be initial reviews in PPC. So I don't do any giveaways or any fancy, hacking, blah, 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 Facebook this, Instagram, add that, influencer. I don't do any of that, guys. I just list my product on Amazon and I rank it with PPC. That's it. All internal Amazon tools. So the last part of this is going to be touching on the importance of initial reviews and how to effectively set up your PPC. So initial reviews, a common question that I'll get is, should I turn on PPC? How many reviews should I have? Should I turn it on right away? Should I wait 2 weeks before I turn it on when my listing goes active? How does that work? So guys, as soon as my listing goes active, I'm turning on PPC. I want to get eyes on my listing. My listing's already fully optimized. It's beautiful. Customers will buy your product without PPC. Time and time again, every time I list a product, I don't get reviews right away. I turn on PPC, I let it run, and surely enough, that day and the following days, I'm getting sales already. Now, initial reviews will help. They will definitely help. There's 2 things that I recommend doing for this. One is early reviewer rewards program. Perhaps we could find a couple examples of that. Sometimes if you look through here, you could see those reviews. If we went to my listing, I could show you them. So early reviewer rewards program is a program that you could sign up for. It's $60 on Amazon. You get charged once the reviews are done. So it's more like a holder, $60 until it goes through. That's when you'll, and what it does is it's Amazon's giving customers an incentive either through a coupon or a slight discount to leave a review on your product after purchasing it. That works really well. All 5 of my early reviewer rewards program reviews, it's a long sentence, were 5 stars. So having a quality product is of course part of this. If you're listing a horrible product, your reviews are going to come in, and maybe you could get some fake ones and you'll do good for the first month. But as people buy it and leave real reviews, your listing is going to get completely wrecked. I listed a product about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and it now has 25-star rating reviews. Okay, so it's 20 reviews. I think there's 1 4-star in there or something. But the overall rating, what it shows, it doesn't even show half a star missing. It's a full 5 stars, and about 90% of those reviews are organic. So 90%, what about the other 10? One strategy that you can do that I'm not necessarily recommending because it is against TOS, so do this at your own risk, is you can get a couple people who have Amazon accounts who aren't related to you, have nothing to do with you, maybe friends in different areas of the country, or people who don't have the same last name or address as you. You could get them to buy, 1 to 3 of your products. Have 1 to 3 of your friends buy these products and leave a review for you. So maybe you have 3 5-star reviews in the first week. That's definitely something you can do. Just don't get carried away with it because Amazon is pretty smart. They'll catch on to that, and they could very well just take them all away, and then you're stuck in a worse position because now you have no reviews. You could have had 3, but instead you tried to get 15 fake ones, and they caught on. Hey, why are there so many reviews coming in? This thing's only sold 3 units. So yeah, just be cautious with that. But initial reviews, as we saw in this, they don't make up that big of a difference, right? From the time that I list my product with no reviews to the time that I have reviews, I do see a slight boost in sales with reviews, but it's not so much that you literally could do this completely organically with a good product. That's where most of my reviews came from. Within a few weeks of listing your product, if it is selling well and you didn't have done your PPC correctly, then you will be getting organic reviews anyway if you're using tools like the review request button within your Amazon Seller Central and email promotions to your customers. Now, finally, touching on PPC. PPC is important. A lot of people have the wrong idea with PPC. So instead of trying to cram a whole nother PPC lesson into this video, what I've done is I've made a full in-depth guide from scratch on how to do PPC. It is this video right here, and it's a totally free YouTube video. I'll link that right down below. It's a great video that I put together. You can go watch that. Again, only a few days old. It was all part of this huge effort to show you how to launch. I have these two now huge videos you could go watch. So not only do you know everything from this video, but you'll be able to watch each step from making the listing to making the PPC in guide in those own full in-depth tutorial videos. To touch on it really quick before we get going here, your PPC will be targeting very specific keywords, right? So we're going to be using a tool like Helium 10 to find keywords like donut party supplies, donut grow up party supplies, donut birthday party decorations, and donut party decorations, donut party favors, donut, decorations. We're going to be targeting just those keywords. A big problem that I see with people in their PPC is they'll take a list of 900 keywords, they'll plop it in a PPC campaign and wonder why they can't optimize it and they can't get a good ACoS and they can't make it profitable. Because you've just literally taken so many irrelevant results that shouldn't even be in here. Donut floaty has nothing to do with my product. A dog donut has nothing to do with my product. But if you had just taken all of these, export, put it right in a campaign, that's your issue. So in that PPC video that I've linked down below, you'll actually be learning how to find 10 to 30 keywords to target very specifically with a broad and a phrase campaign that will then give you even more exact match keywords when you go ahead and start pulling the reports on those. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. On your right hand side here, you can sign up for a chance to do a phone call with me. You can also watch another video right here and subscribe right there. Hopefully you enjoyed today's free lesson, and I'll see you back here again for another video on the channel next time. Later.